In the next few minutes, you will learn about the connection between money and the ancient philosophy of Stoicism, which has much to teach us about approaching money and wealth wisely and intelligently. Stoicism is much more than a simple philosophy. It's a guide to the art of living developed in ancient Greece and popularized by philosophers like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius. Stoic philosophy teaches us that true wealth doesn't reside solely in material possessions but in character development, the pursuit of virtue, and freedom from what we cannot control. The topic of money is an essential part of our lives, but often our relationship with money is turbulent. We are constantly trying to accumulate more, often at the expense of our emotional and moral well-being. The Stoics remind us that money itself is neither inherently good nor bad. What matters is how we use it and how it affects our character. In this video, we will explore how these historical principles can help transform our relationship with money. We will consider how to apply this wisdom to find meaning and balance in our personal finances and to deal with the challenges and uncertainties that financial life often presents. We will focus on fundamental Stoic concepts like detachment from money, the pursuit of virtue, financial honesty, embracing uncertainty, and specific practices you can adopt to improve your relationship with money. Remember, this is not just a lecture about finances, it's an exploration of the pursuit of a meaningful life where money plays a role but is not the sole protagonist. True wealth, according to the Stoics, is the wealth of the soul. Let's embark on this journey of learning and reflection on money and Stoicism. Number 1. What is Stoicism? Before we delve into the connection between money and Stoicism, let's provide a brief overview of Stoicism for those who are not familiar with this ancient philosophy. Stoicism can impact all areas of our lives, including our finances. Stoicism is a philosophy of life that originated in ancient Greece but gained prominence and influence in Rome thanks to notable figures like Seneca, Epictetus, and the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius. This philosophy is based on solid principles that can guide us toward a wiser and more reflective life. Stoics believe that happiness and well-being should not depend on external events or material wealth. Instead, they emphasize the cultivation of virtue, wisdom, and self-discipline as paths to a fulfilling life. For Stoics, virtue is the highest good, and material wealth is considered a preferred indifferent but not the most important good. They also stress the importance of distinguishing between things within our control and those that are not. For example, money is mostly beyond our control, as financial markets are unpredictable. However, our actions, choices, and values are within our control. Stoicism encourages us to focus our efforts and attention on these areas where we have influence, rather than worrying excessively about things we cannot change. Furthermore, Stoics promote the practice of self-sufficiency, which means we should not be overly dependent on material possessions or external comforts for our happiness. Instead, we should find joy in simplicity and the development of our personal skills. Stoicism also teaches us to embrace what we cannot control, including adverse events. This applies to money because Stoics remind us that financial ups and downs are part of life, and we should face them with wisdom and tranquility. Therefore, Stoicism is a deep and comprehensive approach to life that provides a framework for finding meaning, balance, and virtue in all areas of our lives, including financial mastery. In the next part of the video, we will explore how these historical principles can be practically applied to our relationship with money and how we can use this philosophy to become better stewards of our financial resources while pursuing virtue and well-being in our lives. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell, and leave a like on the video. Your support is important. Thank you for that. Number 2. Stoic philosophy and money. Now that we understand the fundamental principles of Stoicism, let's delve deeper into the relationship between this philosophy and money. Stoics emphasize that money itself is neither inherently good nor bad. Instead, its value depends on how we use it and how it affects our character. Money can be a powerful tool to achieve our goals and improve our lives, but it can also be a source of anxiety, greed, and corruption if not used wisely. One of the most important lessons of Stoicism regarding money is that we should not let our happiness depend on the accumulation of material wealth. Money is a useful resource, but the relentless pursuit of it can trap us in an emotional cycle where we always desire more, believing that the next acquisition will bring us happiness. In reality, it often only leads to inner emptiness once we attain it. Stoics teach us to find satisfaction in things that are within our control, such as our character, actions, and personal relationships, rather than seeking those emotions in the relentless pursuit of riches. According to the Stoics, virtue is the true source of happiness and satisfaction, not the accumulation of material goods. Stoicism encourages us to maintain a certain degree of detachment from money. This means that we should not be enslaved by our material possessions, nor should we measure our self-worth by the amount of money we possess. Stoics believe that true wealth resides in our virtues and our ability to live according to ethical principles. The relentless pursuit of material wealth often places us in a cycle of constant dissatisfaction. Philosophers remind us that the pursuit of money, without the pursuit of virtue, is empty and endless. Instead, we can use money as a tool to enhance our lives and the lives of those around us by focusing on our values, honesty, and the common good. Stoicism encourages us to understand that money itself is not an end but a means to achieve higher goals. We can use money to educate our children, help those in need, and contribute to noble causes. This conscious approach to money transforms it from an end in itself to a tool that can be used to make a positive impact on the world. It is important to highlight that Stoicism is not a philosophy that advocates poverty or despises financial success. On the contrary, Stoics value success and material well-being but not at the expense of virtue and doing what is right. Therefore, by applying Stoic principles to money, we can find a healthy balance between financial success and the cultivation of our virtue. Number 3, the value of detachment. Now that we've explored the relationship between Stoicism and money, it's essential to delve into one of the central principles of Stoicism, detachment. Stoics believe that detachment is a fundamental virtue that allows us to find peace and balance, especially concerning money and material possessions. Detachment does not mean that we should renounce all our belongings or live an extremely simple life. Instead, it means we should learn to maintain a healthy relationship with the things we own. In the Stoic context, detachment involves understanding that material things are transient and short-lived. We have no control over the preservation or loss of these possessions. Therefore, Stoics encourage us to appreciate what we have but not cling to it excessively. In other words, we should be grateful for our possessions but be prepared to let them go if necessary. This principle applies to money in various ways. Firstly, Stoics remind us that money is not a guaranteed source of security because markets are unpredictable and situations can change. Therefore, it is wise not to become overly attached to money as the sole source of security. Detachment also relates to the idea that a person's worth should not be measured by the size of their bank account. Often, people tie their self-worth to financial success, which can lead to feelings of inferiority or superiority depending on circumstances. Stoics remind us that our true worth lies in our virtue, character, and how we treat others, not in our material wealth. Practicing detachment concerning money also helps us avoid the trap of greed. Greed is an insatiable desire for more and can lead to destructive and selfish behaviors. Stoics encourage us to find satisfaction in our genuine needs rather than succumbing to greed and an unending desire for material things. Detachment helps us better face financial adversities. When we are not overly attached to money, we are more resilient in handling financial difficulties. Stoics believe that by accepting the unpredictability of life and our finances, we can face challenges with courage and resilience, rather than panicking or suffering deeply. The practice of detachment is a powerful tool to reduce stress and anxiety related to money. When we are less attached to outcomes, we can face economic fluctuations with serenity, knowing that our self-worth does not depend on our bank balance. Number 4, virtue and financial honesty. Virtue is one of the fundamental pillars of Stoic philosophy and plays a crucial role in how Stoics approach financial matters. In this section, we will explore how virtue and financial honesty intertwine in the context of Stoicism. Virtue, for Stoics, is the highest value and consists of 4 main qualities: wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline. In the financial context, the pursuit of virtue leads us to adopt practices that reflect these qualities. Financial honesty is a fundamental virtue, signifying acting with integrity and transparency in all our financial transactions. This includes paying our debts, honoring our financial commitments, and being honest in declaring our income. Stoics remind us that financial honesty is an extension of the virtue of justice, which involves giving each person their due. Financial honesty protects us from falling into the traps of greed and deceit. When we are honest in our transactions, we build trust, reliability, and respect. It also allows us to sleep soundly at night, knowing that we have not harmed anyone for personal gain. However, honesty does not imply that we should be naive or allow others to take advantage of us. Stoics also teach us to be prudent and evaluate financial transactions wisely, avoiding blind trust or turning a blind eye to suspicious realities in the financial world. Another important aspect of virtue in the financial context is generosity. Stoics encourage us to be generous, help those in need, and contribute to the common good. Generosity is an expression of the virtue of justice, reminding us that we are all members of a global community and should take care of one another. Philanthropy and charity are practices that can bring great satisfaction and meaning to our financial lives. Using our wealth to help the less fortunate and support noble causes aligns our actions with the Stoic virtue of justice and love for others. Stoicism also reminds us that wealth should not be accumulated for its own sake. It is our responsibility to use our financial resources ethically and wisely, investing in our personal development, the education of our children, improving our health, and promoting justice. By applying these principles, we can develop a more ethical and fulfilling relationship with money. Number 5. Embracing financial uncertainty. The acceptance of uncertainty is one of the central principles of Stoicism and plays a fundamental role in how Stoics approach financial matters. In this section, we will explore how Stoic philosophy teaches us to face financial uncertainty with equanimity and without despair. Life is inherently uncertain, and this applies equally to our financial world. Stoics remind us that we cannot control all economic events or market changes. However, we can control our reactions to these events. Accepting uncertainty means understanding that, no matter how well we plan, life can surprise us with unexpected challenges. These challenges can include job loss, unforeseen medical expenses, economic crises, or other unpredictable events. Stoics encourage us not to be surprised by these events but to face them with resilience. The philosophy invites us to cultivate a mindset of preparation and adaptation in the face of financial uncertainties. This involves creating an emergency fund, developing contingency planning, and honing our financial management skills. By doing so, we can minimize the impact of uncertainties and maintain our inner peace. Therefore, we should focus on making the right choices and taking actions without becoming overly preoccupied with the outcomes. This does not mean that we should be irresponsible in our finances, but it does mean that we should acknowledge that even with the best management, things may not go as planned due to external factors. Accepting financial uncertainty is also related to the practice of Ataraxia, which is the tranquility of the soul and mind. Stoics remind us that excessive worry about financial uncertainties only leads to suffering. We should cultivate a calm and balanced mind by accepting that these things are a natural part of life. By embracing uncertainty, we can reduce stress and anxiety related to money. This allows us to face financial adversities with composure and the knowledge that we are capable of dealing with challenging situations, no matter how difficult they may be. Accepting financial uncertainty also helps us prioritize what is most important in our lives. When we are not overly preoccupied with relentless pursuit, we can direct our attention to more relevant issues, such as the pursuit of virtue, personal development, and interpersonal relationships. By adopting this philosophy, we can find resilience and serenity in the face of financial uncertainties while continuing to pursue what truly matters in our lives. Number 6. Historical practices to improve your relationship with money. Now that we've understood the fundamental principles of Stoicism in relation to money, it's time to explore specific practices that can help us apply these principles in our financial lives. Here are some Stoic practices that can improve your relationship with money. Daily reflection. Incorporate daily reflection into your routine, contemplating what is truly essential in your life. Expense tracking. Maintain a detailed record of your expenses to gain clarity on how you use your money and where adjustments can be made to align your spending with your values and goals. Setting limits. Define limits for your material desires, being mindful of when desire turns into greed. Conscious budgeting. Develop a budget that reflects your values and goals, ensuring your money is directed toward the most important aspects of your life rather than spent on unnecessary expenses. Charity and generosity. Practice generosity by contributing to causes you value, aligning your financial actions with the Stoic virtue of justice and love for others. Emergency fund. Build an emergency fund to cope with unexpected financial crises, reducing anxiety about uncertainty and allowing you to remain calm in difficult situations. As you incorporate these practices into your life, you can find a more meaningful way to deal with money, aligning your financial actions with your personal values and goals. Stoicism offers a valuable framework for cultivating a healthy and balanced relationship with money, helping you discover wealth not only in your bank account but also in your inner life and the good deeds you perform. As we conclude this discussion about the relationship between money and Stoicism, it's important to emphasize that Stoicism is not just an ancient philosophy but a timeless approach to life that continues to offer wisdom and guidance in our current journey. We have explored how Stoicism teaches us to approach money with balance, virtue, and honesty. Stoic philosophy reminds us that money, in and of itself, is neither good nor bad, but its utility depends on how we use it and how it affects our character. Money can be a powerful tool to achieve our goals but should not become our primary aim. Remember that money itself is not the end but a means to achieve higher objectives. Keep virtue as your guide and remember that true success is not just in your bank account balance but in virtuous actions and deeds you perform each day. If this video has provided value to you or contributed to your learning, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. This helps us share the principles of Stoic wisdom with more people. If you're interested in supporting the channel further, you can find more information in the comments below. Thank you for your attention, and until next time.